As you breathe in peace. And as you breathe out, let go of anything you no longer need or want. Just coming into that heart space. As we breathe in for Om.
Holding that heart space. Wow, what a beautiful room. What a lovely place. What beautiful going. Wow. What is sound? How can it be used for healing? What are we all doing here? I've got how long? It's a huge subject. If we start at the beginning, even of Western music, and we just take a look at a simple note like middle C, why is it there? Da. Why is it not slightly lower? Why is it there? Who put it there? How is it that we have 7 chakras? Well, actually, we have trillions of chakras, but we have 7 most important chakras. And how is it that each note, before it starts again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then it starts again? And does it really go like that? Da, 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 da. Of course not. And then it starts again. That's the proper scale. They teach it wrong to begin with. And this is in the wrong place. So on this piano I've shifted it. That's why it sounds so good. Anybody ever heard of the Fibonacci scale?
Yep.
So you know about the 256? Okay. Who knows what an octave is?
An
Yeah. An octave.
We think we know.
You think you know. Okay, well done. How many different kinds of acoustic musical instrument are there? We don't include drums because Tom's too bloody noisy. So, how many other kinds of acoustic music instruments? He's not here, so he can't answer me back. Tom and I were in the same band. They were called Goma. And my dear friend Gopal Hari, and we're going to play some of his music later. It was the most difficult day for me on Thursday. In the morning I was saying goodbye to him for the last time in the crematorium, and I had to drive straight down here and play, and it was one of the hardest things I've ever done. But anyway, to move on, why are there so many different instruments? Are there really? How many different acoustic musical instruments are there?
Well, wind, string, and
3.
yeah.
Yes. You blow down something, you vibrate a string, or you hit something. That's it. So when you vibrate the string, doing, and it makes a note, it goes backwards and forwards at a certain speed. And if you tighten the string and it goes faster, the note goes up, duh, and if you make it looser, the note goes down, duh. We've probably all done it with a rubber band at some point.
Wang.
Bang, that's it. And if you tighten the band, the note goes up, doesn't it?
Yep.
So actually, if you make the string a certain tension and keep it there, you get a note. Maybe that one. And if you make the string twice as tight, then you get a note that we call 1 octave higher. So the string is going twice as fast. Okay? So an octave is double the speed of the note an octave below it. Now, this is the difference between Eastern and Western music. In the West, we have this scale. Not a very nice scale. Let's say that we take a different scale. And I'm going to take a very simple scale just to show you the difference. Just this. And I'm going to leave out the others, and I'm only going to play those notes. How does this sound to you? Only those notes. So this scale has a lovely, gentle sound. Suppose we take a different one. It's taking you further away. It's Eastern, it's different, and it's because of different scale.
The first one, tell me the keys of the first one was C.
C, D, E, G, A. If anybody wants to learn the piano without notes, just play C, D, E, G, A. It's very freeing. You can do whatever you like, and so long as you only play C, D, E, G, and A, you can't get lost. Now, in the East, there are 450 different scales, and they are all tuned differently. And the way real classical music is taught, forget everything you've been taught about classical music. It's all wrong. In the East, when you have 450 different scales, each scale is taught by a master, a musical master, just as great in music as any of the great Swami's art of meditation. Because music is also a vehicle for the soul to express. And each one of these scales, many of these have been derived, the tuning, by a master. And so when you go to hear an Indian rag, they are starting very slowly with a very ancient scale, and they are improvising only around the notes of this scale. And it's getting faster and faster and more intense only as they go forward and as they're improvising. In the West, it's different. We have compromised the integrity of the scale so that I can change key. Lots of key changes. In the East, this is impossible because you have a drone and because you've got this drone, if I change key, it's going to sound ghastly. And so the tuning is different also. Now, when Bach wrote the Well-Tempered Clavier, and I'm not going to go too deeply into this, but when he wrote this, he changed the scaling system. And he compromised the integrity of all the notes so we could play in all the sharps and flats. And that was when music became entirely intellectual, of the mind. So we have all these wonderful tunes now in the West that absorb the mind. But if we want to stay spiritual, if we want to use music for spirituality and not entertainment, then we have to look to the East. And that is why we use mantras. Anybody got any questions before I go on? Okay. Karen, have you got the handout? Right. One of the most wonderful bands for mantra chanting ever, which I was very fortunate to play with lots of years ago, was a band called Goma.
Goma.
And these chants here, and I hope we've got enough paper, if we just... No, what? Okay. Some over there to go that way. Yeah, I've got enough. So, if we can... Here. Sorry. Some there. Here. Right, who hasn't got one?
I have to come out from my spiritual retreat now to sing.
Oh, I've got more here.
Now, while you're passing these around, if I may, if I can find my glasses, I'm just going to come to the very essence of why I'm here. And I will just first answer a very simple question. Why is Om not the seed sound of the universe? It's simple. It is because you are the seed sound of the universe. I am. It's the same in every single one of us. This is the seed. Now, any questions?
I don't understand what you just said.
Okay. Heike will explain. You're nodding.
I think
yeah?
I leave it up to you. You're
You
the
leave
expert.
it. Okay. Well, you also. Well, okay.
It's not about the language, it's about the content.
Okay. If you take any great book that is spiritual, in the Bible, in the beginning was the Word, yes? But if you ask for the name of God, it's I am that I am. It's I exist because I exist. Jehovah is not a name. The reason that Jehovah or Yahweh was never supposed to be pronounced is because it can't be pronounced. It's only it's a breathing exercise. It's a mantra. And it's a mantra that takes us close to the divine. In the same way, as we meditate and as we go deeper and deeper and deeper into our practice, so having externalized the mantra first of all, it comes deep within us until there is only a resonance. And however deep it goes, however much we enter the expansion, we reach a point where there is no longer any ego. At the point at which there is no longer any ego, there is no longer even any Om, there is only pure vibration. And this is the one that is the same in us all, and this is the I am. I would just, because my teacher taught me this a long time ago, I would just love to read this to you, if I may. Is anybody familiar with Sir George Trevelyan?
Sir George?
Trevelyan. In this country, he was the father of the New Age movement. He was responsible for the first ever Festival of Mind and Body. He founded the Rikin Trust, which was the first ever esoteric school in this country for the occult and the mystical sciences. And he embraced all the different aspects and takes on spirituality. And he wrote a book called Exploration into God. And he quoted from a poem which was written by Christopher Fry, and this poem was spoken from a passage in his play, and it was called Asleep of Prisoners. Prisoners of war, locked in an empty church at night, itself a powerful symbol, talk and joke, but one after another they are taken over and they speak from a higher inspiration out of the spiritual world. Finally, the sergeant, touched with the higher consciousness, says this, which Sir George quoted frequently in his lectures, because Sir George said it gives a powerful expression of the age we live in and the hope of a change in consciousness that will usher in a new age. And this is the poem. The human heart can go the lengths of God. Dark and cold we may be, but this is no winter now. The frozen misery of centuries breaks, cracks, and begins to move. The thunder is the thunder of the flows, the thaw, the flood, the upstart spring. Thank God our time is now, when wrong comes up to face us everywhere, never to leave us till we take the longest stride of soul men ever took. Affairs are now soul size. The enterprise is exploration into God. Where are you making for? It takes so many thousand years to wake up, but will you wake up? For pity's sake, will you wake up? And that was Sir George's rallying cry.
All right.
The whole purpose of mantra chanting is it is a practice to bring our diffuse vibration into alignment with each other, so that together the collective unconscious becomes within our power to uphold. God is not out there somewhere. The power is not out there somewhere. Anybody who's mystically and into magic, and I am not, but anybody who is, and I have worked with people who have been when they needed healing, will tell you that the way magic works is simply through intention. Well, why should they have all the fun? The greatest intention of all is the intention of love. Pure, unadulterated, non-emotional love. And the only thing that is going to heal this planet and this world is you meditating with me and with everybody else in integral yoga and all the other branches of the tree in order to create light where there is darkness and to wake everybody else up to do the same. That's what we're here for. That's what this weekend is all about. And that's what my dear friend Gopal Hari gave his life for. Even Babaji, the avatar Babaji, when he died, he said, I came to this world to absorb poison. The body is only a vehicle for service. It has no other importance. And when he died, he said, I have taken so much poison, this I can do. The rest you do. And it is up to every single one of us, literally, from all the great teachers, not me, but the great ones, to be able to literally take light where there is darkness. And there is no better way to do this than by chanting mantra to purify and clean the mind, to purify and clean the soul, and from this to come into our own truth and collectively to spread this, because there is only one truth. Any questions?
Brilliant.
Am I making sense?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Wow, that is good timing. Do we have an extra one? Hari Piari, please come and join me. Okay. No, please come and join me. Okay. All right. When you're ready. Okay, Hari Piari, I have only seen on TV, but she's wonderful. The computer TV. So, in order to come into this truth, in order to come into this energy, the importance of mantra is it cleans the mind and it prepares us for the silence that follows the chant. The single most important thing about the chant is the silence afterwards. Before the mantra, the mind is like a monkey. Sai Baba said the mind is a monkey. Here 1 minute, there another minute, attention here, attention there, attention everywhere. But after the chanting, then for a little while, the monkey settles down. And the more we chant, the more the monkey settles. This gives us the opportunity to more deeply experience our own truth. Now, we need all the help we can get, or at least I do. And these are all chants from a wonderful band called Goma that I was very privileged to play with. And the first one on your hymn sheet is Jai 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 Gananayaka. Now Gananayaka is Ganesha, and Ganesha is the elephant-headed son of Shiva and Parvati and the remover of all obstacles. What better than to get rid of the obstacles? So, 1, 2. So, we start slowly, and then we build it up, and then we go slowly at the end, and afterwards the most important time of all, what we've been waiting for, what we're doing this for, the silence at the end of the chant. Jai 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 Gananayaka Jai Jai Vilya Nahasaka. Can you hear me through this? Yeah?
That's good.
Jai 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 Gananayaka Jai Jai Vilya Nahasaka. So with me. Jai 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 Gananayaka Jai Jai Vilya Nahasaka Jai 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 Gananayaka Jai Jai Vilya Nahasaka Gajavardhana Gurinandana Gajavardhana Gurinandana Gajavardhana Gurinandana Gajavardhana Gurinandana Gangadhara Shiva Shambho Shankara Gangadhara Shiva Shambho Shankara. And we'll try it once without the harmonium. Jai 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 Gananayaka Jai Vilya Nahasaka Jai 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 Gananayaka Jai Vilya Nahasaka Gajavardhana Gurinandana Gajavardhana Gurinandana Gajavardhana Gurinandana Gajavardhana Gurinandana Gangadhara Shiva Shambho Shankara Gangadhara Shiva Shambho Shankara. Okay, now the other thing about mantra which is wonderful is it can move energy. So what would be fantastic is if everybody could be here. Now, when I played with Goma for ages, and I've told you some of this story you've heard already. Some of you have not heard this, but if everybody sort of just, if anybody wants to, to dance or to sing or to stand or anything, then this space is for this also. So, but just very quickly to tell you, Gopal Hari, I used to play with him for ages, playing keyboards, and I would not sing. I refused to sing. I played keyboards all my life, but I would not sing. Gopal, I cannot sing. He got so bloody annoyed with me in the end, he said, "But you're not doing it for you!" He was furious. Then I got the message. So,
Can I just add here that actually, if you were ever at a Gaunts concert and we all danced, actually it's the dancers that really help bring in the energy. And so when you're dancing, you want to really bring in this energy and bring up the energy and spread the energy from your heart, because that's what really, really gets mantra going. Am I right?
yes, absolutely. Have you got a shaker that you could play the offbeat?
I have, but they're upstairs. Shall I come again?
No, stay.
Bring them.
Stay. we have enough of time. Perfect. No, please.
These are good. Oh, you've got one. Brilliant.
Perfect.
She's got one. Have you got one?
Ask my show begin.
Absolutely nothing happens by
Because you're
chance.
better at doing it. Seriously. I'm not even like it. So come on, stand up. Everybody stand up.
Really get this mantra going now. This is the real essence of mantra. It's the you consider it a practice for tonight. Breathing.
Shambho Shankara
7 primary chakras, 7 primary notes, but many more chakras and many more notes, many more combinations of chakras and many more combinations of notes. And some of the oldest ones, some of the wisest ones, and some of the ancients have put together special combinations of mantras and words in order to in order to be able to create more easily inside that stillness that would otherwise be much harder to find. Now, one of the very, very oldest mantras of all is called the Mrityunjaya mantra. How many of you know it? 5. Now there are many different translations, and the one that is down here is not the same as the Integral Yoga translation, not because either of them is wrong, but because this one is closer to the original text rather than a colloquial translation.
The Gayatri Mantra, yes?
No, the Mrityunjaya. It's one from the bottom.
Yeah.
And it's pronounced like this. Om Triambakam Yajamahe Sugandim Pushti Vardhanam Urvarukameva Bandhanat Mrityo Mukshya Mamritat. And of all the different mantras, this is the one that traditionally is used for deepest healing. The literal translation, we worship Shiva, the three-eyed Lord, well, eyes limitless, who is fragrant, of course, and who nourishes and nurtures all beings. But this is also a worship. It's no use looking for Shiva out there, we will only see a reflection of what is within. So to truly worship any aspect of the divine is to find a place that is nearer to you than the silence between your own breathing in and breathing out, and closer to you than the beating of your own heart. As is the ripened cucumber with the intervention of the gardener, freed from its bondage to the creeper. Well, this is why Integral Yoga don't use this translation.
No.
But it's literal. If you are a gardener, and if we were not all gardeners in some capacity, we could not eat. As is the ripened cucumber with the intervention of the gardener, freed from its bondage to the creeper. So when a cucumber grows, it is attached. And without attachment, how can it be? So when we come into this world, we are attached. We are attached to our bodies, we are attached to the world, we are attached to so many things in the world. But once the cucumber is freed, it's freed from its bondage to the creeper. So equally, may we be freed from death for the sake of immortality. Well, the only way that we can be freed from death for the sake of immortality is no longer to need a body. Babaji said the body is merely a vehicle for service. This is a vehicle. We come into this world with nothing. We are given this vehicle. God help the two of us. Look at all these attachments.
Okay, bye.
But when we go, what do we take with us?
Nada.
Taking my gold.
I'll bury it with you. So we come with nothing, we go with nothing, but what is absolutely crucial when we go is literally to have the name of God on our lips at such a time. And this mantra is, the words are what they are. May the Lord liberate us from death. May God liberate us from death for the sake of immortality, fine. But it's a mantra. And although those are the words, they are the merest, tiniest hint as to what this is actually doing. When we chant these words, we're not involved with the translation. This is only for the mind. This is chitta, it's mind stuff. When we get involved with the mantra, this is soul stuff. when we chant this mantra, then it creates a connection that is so obvious for the gross part of us that we are able to drop it and come closer to all that is subtle. And the subtler the energy that we come into, the more we can shine and come into our true being. And this is what is required now for all of us at this huge time of unrest and change. This is why this mantra is so important. Shall we practice this mantra together? No. Actually, I could use this. Now I have the microphone in the right place. It's this. No, this will be good. Now, this tune is this other side.
So that you're not pitching over.
I knew I needed you here.
We need refreshments.
Ah, brilliant. Fantastic. Can you hear me? Great. Okay. This tune is very traditional. I know it's traditional because we used it in our chanting group for 7 years.
Triambakam mantra.
No, the tune.
We're going to do it too.
The tune we're going to do. And I know it's a good tune because I wrote it.
All right.
First, just to this tone. Just 3 ohms. Silence afterwards, and then we can do more. But let's do one and feel the silence and see what the translation doesn't tell us that we can feel deep in our hearts. Om Triambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushti Vardhana Urvarukameva Bandhana Mrityo Mukshya Mamrita Om Triambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushti Vardhanam Urvarukameva Bandhanam Mrityo Mukshya Mamritat. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Can you feel that? Om Triambakam Yajamahe. With me?
Om Triyambakam Yajamahe
Sugandhim Pushti Vardhanam. Sugandhim Pushti Vardhanam. Urvarukameva Bandhanat. Urvarukameva Bandhanat. Mrityo Mukshya Mamritat. Mrityo Mukshya Mamritat. Again. Om Triyambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushti Vardhanam Urvarukameva Bandhanat Mrityo Mukshya Mamritat. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So, we do 3 low, we do 3 low, we do 3 high, and then afterwards we go into the silence together. Triyambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushti Vardhanam Urvarukameva Bandhanat Mrityo Mukshya Mamritat. Triyambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushti Vardhanam Urvarukameva Bandhanat Mrityo Mukshya Mamritat. Triyambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushti Vardhanam Urvarukameva Bandhanat Mrityo Mukshya Mamritat. Sugandhi pushti vardana Orvarukameva bandana Mrityu mukshya mamrita Om Triambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushti Mrityu mukshya mamrita Sugandhim pushti vardana Orvarukameva bandana Mrityu mukshya mamrita The last time I was here, I was on a beautiful boat. Swami Satchitananda was driving the boat.
Oh, it's on the move, yeah.
Oh, it was amazing. How many were there? And he is not here.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Okay, he is not, I'm sorry. He is not here in his body.
Oh, no.
I remember spending time with Gopal Hari and how incredibly difficult it was to go to the crematorium to say goodbye to Gopal, my beloved brother. I said to Ambika, who was Gopal's wife, strong as a lion, Ambika, I said to her, he was my brother. She said, Gopal is everybody's brother. That's right. So he was my brother too.
He was.
And I don't half miss him. And to go to the crematorium, I'm there weeping like crazy. Ambika's there. There's not a. She's not weeping. She's just strong like a lion for everybody. And to come straight here and play. And my one thought was, he's not here in his body. Gurudev, not here in his body. So now who has to do the work? Maybe today I'm a mirror. It gives us all the work to do. And if I sit here and start talking about the work I think I should be doing, then I am a talking head. But if what I do is I sit here and I share the mantras that I was taught, and I share the silence that we were taught, and we share this together, then somehow or other, like magic, every single one of us knows what we're supposed to be doing, and we know how important it is. Thank God our time is now, never to leave us till we take the longest stride of soul anybody ever took. The Enterprise's exploration into God. Rum comes up to face us everywhere, and it's not going to get better. If not us, who? Because Sir George Trevelyan, when he spoke about the paradigm shift, this is what the whole of the New Age movement was all about. The whole of the New Age movement was all about critical mass. God is not out there somewhere, that's a mirror. Everything outside is a mirror of what is inside. And the closer we get to complete silence, the less of the mirror we get fooled by. This is Maya. It's illusion. And the real truth, closer to you than the silence between your breathing in and your breathing out, and nearer to you than the beating of your own heart, this is where we find God. And in every single one of us, beyond the illusion of these bodies, it is the same place. The Rastafarians, I and I. The Bible, I am that I am. Wherever you go in the scripture, whichever scripture you look at, the part of you that is eternal, beyond all birth and beyond all death, is God. And it is the same in every single one of us. Many paths, one truth. So what can we do? Surrender. Because if I try to say I know anything, somebody's going to say, you're wrong. And one of us will be right and one of us will be wrong. So I don't know very much. So I sing the names of God. I come into this beautiful space, into this beautiful energy, which I'm so privileged to share with every one of you. And for this I'm truly grateful.
Oh, we are the privileged ones to have you here with us.
What more is there?
Just
what more is there?
To share.
And the more of us can come into this energy and take this energy out, every single one of us, take the mantras, take the love. Not the emotional love. The love that creates the vibration that is all this. You know what your body is? It's about £2.50 worth of chemicals.
Yep.
It's 80% water. It's constantly exchanging molecules with everybody else in the room and the carpet. And we call this real. What is real is what we feel. Even time. In this moment of timelessness, the truth is that we are all eternal. Because that part of us inside us that is not the ego was not born, cannot die, simply is, beyond all time, beyond all space. And as we share this, and as we come into this enlightenment, and enlightenment means not carrying anything heavy, as we come into this light, and we take this out, then who is not the light of the world? And it's time to wake up, and as everybody starts to wake up everybody else, so we can transform this planet. This is the work. Om Shanti.
Harium Tat Sat.
No problem.
Never too late.
You too.
Follow that. Thank you. Thank you.
You too.
Thank you very much. I think we're finished. It's tea time. Tea time. Hurry up.
Well, Harium.
That's good.
Oh, Jai, thank you.
More, more.
Thank you, Swami, for asking. Perfect.
You're welcome. Can't hear you.
Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. 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 May the entire creation be filled with peace and joy, with love and light. May the light of truth overcome all the darkness. Victory to that light.
Jai.
Jai Shri Sadguru Maharaj Ki.
Jai.
Thank you. Thank you, Dad. Thanks a lot. Thank you. Thanks for asking.
That was amazing.
It was different, but it was just what it was. Do that again.
So we don't have to wait 12 years.
Yeah, because then I probably lose some flexibility or. Thanks. Thanks for sharing.
Do we have a meditation? Do you want to play a bit more music to guide us into it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.